Good afternoon. Moses, I can see you. I can see Moses there. I can also see Person Greenwood. I think kuna wazungu wenye wanatujoin. Unaonekana. I can also see Brian Muchai is there. Brian Muchai, you are there. Let us wait for the others. Davis Munene, I can see Meigia. That is good. Let us wait for the others as we begin our class for today. You can see for now we have 7 participants. Let us wait for the others. But it is already 2. Let us wait for the others as we start. We are waiting for the other members to join. As soon as they have joined, we start the meeting, our class for the day. I can see 11 members on board. So I'm waiting for a good number of them. You can see now we are 12 of us. For those who have already joined, I would want you to look at the question number 1. Question number 1, which is already there. And try to look for the answers so that as soon as we start the lesson for the day, we just kick off with the first question and then moving forward. So, good afternoon, members. As we wait for the other members to keep joining us, I want to welcome all of you for finding time to be with us today so that we can continue with our business class. So I want to thank all of you because of finding time. As the others continue joining our lesson, I would want us to continue. And for today, I want us to do the revision for the paper that I have shared on the screen. This is a Form 1 paper, which was done actually, it was done last year by those who are in Form 2. It is fairly a simple paper, a simple, balanced paper. So therefore, because now it is time, I don't want us to take more any other time. For the others, I want us to immediately look at the work, this paper that I have posted. I'll have to mute all of you so that we can have a nice time. At the moment, I can see we are still getting more members to join us. So therefore, for today, I would want us to look at this paper, which was done sometimes back. And since it is fairly a simple paper, I would want us to participate. Like the very first question. If I ask a question, what you're supposed to do, you raise up your hand, you give us your answer, and then we continue. So therefore, I can see Kariuki Kelvin have raised up, your hand is up. So allow me to Kevin, cannot see your hand, but I had seen your hand up. Okay. Nixon.
Yes, sir.
Give us the answer to question number 1.
Benefits of business studies to a learner.
Yes.
A learner gains knowledge on how to start and manage a successful business.
Very good.
A learner learns how market forces influence business activities.
Very good. And okay, go continue.
The study enables one how to understand how the business is influenced by its environment.
It's true.
It helps one to appreciate the role of business in the society.
Okay.
And it enables one to understand government role in the functioning of a business.
The role of government in functioning of a business. And I would want us to have some housekeeping rules. Meaning, anytime you raise up your hand, as you give us your answer, put your video on to make sure that we can see you. I believe that one is in order, so that at least we don't just have people answering from the background there where we cannot see them. So therefore, anytime you raise up your hand, put your video on so that as you give us your answer, we can see. Thank you, Nixon. Any other part? I can see a few here also raising up their hand. I don't want us to repeat. If a point has been given by your fellow student, don't repeat that point. I believe that one is okay. It is in order. Then Manuel.
Yes.
Yeah, give us some of the points that have not been given, and we want to see you.
Yes. It helps the learner to attain self-discipline and positive attitude towards work.
Very good.
Yes, it also gives the learner the basic knowledge that is required for further education in business courses.
Basic knowledge that is required for further education and basic knowledge is okay.
Yes, it enables one to appreciate the role of business in the society.
The role of business in the society. Thank you for your good answers. So I think we can move to question number 2. As soon as you finish talking, please ensure you unmute, or I'll just mute all of you. It's okay.
Teacher, we can't hear you.
Sure. We can't hear you.
Okay. Oh, sorry for that. Very sorry for that. Let us look at question number 2. Question number 2. I believe now you can hear me. Question number 2. Why do people start businesses? Go ahead.
To make profit.
To make profit.
To provide essential goods and services.
Provide essential goods and services. Another reason.
Utilize. Yes.
Go ahead.
To utilize extra resources at one's disposal, while in turn earning money.
Okay. Utilize the extra resources to make more income or to generate more income. Very good. Let me also look at the other participant. I can see somebody by the name Kirui. Kirui Noel. Noel Kirui. Kirui, are you there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, people start businesses to be their own boss.
To become their own boss. That is true.
People also start businesses to make the goods available to the locals.
Okay. Very good. That is provision of goods and services. You don't provide goods and services. Well done. Any other person? Let me see. I can see somebody else here. That is Linus. Linus?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
People even start business to make profit and utilize their time well.
And utilize their time well.
Their free time or their leisure time.
To utilize their leisure time or to make use of their leisure time, which is true. If like now you look at what is happening, because of this pandemic, most of the people are finding themselves with a lot of free time.
Excuse me, sir. You have muted yourself. You cannot. You have muted. Yes.
Okay. What is the question number 3 is talking of classify each of the following activities into business activities or non-business activities. So the question is, what is a non-business activity? Go ahead.
Sir.
Yes.
A non-business activity is any activity done either for leisure or pleasure, but does not bring in any income.
True. Then, what is a business activity? What is a business activity? Somebody? I can see Mark Duarte. Mark Duarte. What is a business activity? Mark. Then you can have Noel.
A business, yes, a business
Go ahead.
activity is any activity carried out by an individual or organization with an aim of making profit.
Very nice. It is any activity that is done by an individual or an organization with a name of making profit. Now, let us go to our question now. We go to our question. The first part, food processing. Let me get from you, food processing. Yes, that is Myron.
Food processing is a business activity.
Okay, thank you. It's a business activity. Then you can have Mark Duarte. Sport fishing.
Sport fishing is a non-business activity.
Why?
Because there is no income which is being generated and it is done for either pleasure or leisure.
Very nice. Then we go to the other person, Liloy Kalaja. Liloy, tell us, what about school games? I think we cannot get him. Leroy, are you in a position to answer? Then you can give somebody Getofu. Yeah? Getofu. Victor. What's happening? Yes, go ahead, Victor.
School games is a non-business activity.
Why is it a non-business activity?
Because there is no income that is acquired.
The intention of conducting games is not for the purpose of making
money.
Very nice. Then we have building construction. Who can tell us about building construction? Building construction. Yes, James. 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 James, are you there? I think James ni kama ako pahali na mida sikia. Okay, let us have Gadecha, building construction. Go ahead.
Building construction is a business activity. It is since it is a profit making activity.
Since it is a profit making activity. Remember, the questions you can be given in a different way, where you can be told constructing your own house. Constructing your own house at that point may not be a business activity. Therefore, it depends with the way the question has been framed. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Then we go to bread manufacturing. Bread manufacturing, Linus. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Bread manufacturing is a business activity because when we manufacture that bread, it is transported or it is sold to the supermarkets and other shops.
With the name of making profit. That is true.
Yes. Yes.
Bread manufacturing is a business activity. Then we go to question number 4. State 5 ways in which business may use internal environment to influence its growth and profitability. 5 ways in which business may use internal environment to influence its growth and profitability. Let me get here from you. Mark Duarte. Mark.
Being technologically advanced.
Very good. Being technologically advanced. Thank you. Let us hear from another person also. Let me see. And please unmute yourself as soon as you're done.
Adequate number of skilled workers.
Having enough adequate skilled workers. Very nice. And not just having them. Remember last time we said that when you have workers who are well skilled and their duties or the jobs that they have been given are properly allocated according to the employees' skills, when you match the skills with the employees, you get the quality output. So therefore, when you have skilled employees who know who knows what is expected of them, and the jobs have been matched, you get a high output. Then Alex Curtis. Alex.
By having adequate financial resources.
Very good. By having adequate financial resources. When you talk of the adequate resources, you have to mention this way. When you have adequate resources that are properly allocated to serve the intended purpose. When you have adequate resources which have been allocated properly to serve the intended purpose. Because you can have enough resources which are not well utilized. That way you don't register growth. Then Noel. Noel.
Yes,
Go ahead.
the business structure. The business must have a well laid out business structure and
Very
that contribute to the success of the
very
business.
good. The way Noel have said is true. When you have a well-organized business structure, what is a business structure? Who can tell us what is a business structure? Who can tell us? James Okero. James. James. We are waiting to hear from you. James Okero. Mama James umepotea tu. Okay. Let us hear from Joseph. 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 Okay. Kirui. Are we all there? Okay. Let me see from this person known as George Leroy. 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 What is happening? Yes, that's not from James. Yes, I think where you are, the network is not close to that. Can we hear from Victor? Victor. I'm asking what is a business structure? What is a business structure? Kevin? Kevin, what is a business structure? Okay, when you talk of a business structure, we are talking about the formal arrangement of activities in a business. And when you talk of formal arrangement of activities, we are going to look at different factors. For example, do you have employees who are well trained and they have been matched according to the job specialization? Do you have enough resources and they have been well utilized? Do you have the facilities, the required facilities? Is there teamwork in a business among the employees? Do they know what is expected of them? Yeah. So the way the activities are done in a business, if they are well organized, we talk of a well organized business structure where the employees are the duties are delegated according to the employees' skills, etc. So resources are well utilized, teamwork, there is flow of activities. That is what you're calling a well-organized business structure. So I want you to give me another point. Stephen? Stephen? Go ahead. No other idea? What about Mark? Mark, go ahead.
Having adequate business resources or business facilities.
Having adequate business resources. Thank you. When you talk of the business resources here, remember last time we said a resource is anything that one uses to attain a given objective. And we have 5 categories of resources. There is what we call financial resources, human resources, technological resources, physical resources, and I think those ones, financial, human, physical, and technological resources. Then we can go to question number 5. We look at question number 5. Question number 5 reads, below are some of the factors that influence operation of business. Indicate whether the factor is internal or external. Indicate whether the factor is internal or external. Let me hear from you. Manuel, the
Yes.
first one, demographic.
Demographic is external environment.
Thank you. Demographic external environment. And who can tell us what is demographic environment? What does it mean? Who can tell us? Nixon.
Yes, sir.
What is demographic environment?
Demographic environment is the population in an area, their growth rate, the size, the gender, the rate of growth, rate of death, rate of birth. Yes.
Well said. Thank you. Then what about business culture? Business culture. Let us hear from Kirui. Kirui.
It is internal environment.
Is internal environment. And who can tell us what is a business culture? Who can tell us what is a business culture? Emmanuel?
These are the beliefs either by the manager or the employers of the business, which may negatively or positively impact the business.
Very nice. The behavior of employees or the employers, which may negatively or positively affect the business. Very nice. Achim. Achim? Then we can look at the business policies and style. Business policies and style. Let us hear from Okero. Go ahead.
Okay, business policies and styles. This is internal environment.
Very nice, internal environment. And I want to hear from Linus. Is it Linus or Eugene? What is a policy? What is a business policy? Go ahead. That is there's somebody calling himself ACCER. Please tell us, what is a business policy? Please, as soon as the moment you raise up your hand, ensure you should be ready to give us the point. And in case you have raised up your hand, lower your hand in case you are through with the point that you wanted to give us. Then you can have, so we first of all move to the next point, competition. Is competition internal or external? Competition. Kidui?
External.
Is external. Kidui, before you unmute yourself, there are the two types of competition.
The two types of
competition. Or should we let us have somebody else to assist Adan? Adan Mohammed.
I wanted to answer one for policy.
The one of policies. Go ahead.
A policy is an action for to gain set objectives.
Please come again.
An action for gaining set objectives.
Yeah, it is an action which is intended to gain a certain objective. Very nice. Then let us hear from Stephen. Stephen, are you there? Emmanuel? Emmanuel? I think, okay. Let us have Leroy. I think Leroy has lowered his hand. Joseph, go ahead.
Yes. So we have generic and enterprise.
Generic and enterprise. And okay, thank you. Who can tell us what is generic competition?
Chami.
Go ahead.
Okay, generic competition is a form of competition between products that serve the same purpose but are different.
An example?
For example, a television and a radio.
Oh, very good. They serve the same purpose, although they are different. Very nice. Then, who can tell us about enterprise competition? Enterprise, Mark Duarte. What is enterprise competition?
Enterprise competition is a type of competition between products which serve the same purpose and are of the same kind. Their only difference is the brand.
Okay. Competition between products that serve the same purpose or enterprises that serve the same purpose. The same way he gave an example, you can have competition between Safaricom and Airtel. That is enterprise competition, or competition between Colgate and Aquafresh, or competition between Oxford and another Nini. So therefore, products that are serving the same purpose, or competition between imported shoes and locally made shoes. Let us go to the other last point, part E. Personnel. Is personnel internal or external? Personnel. Personnel, is it internal or external? Let us have somebody giving us that point. Mohammed.
Internal.
Internal. Very good. Then we go to question number 6. Question number 6. Ways in which business should show social responsibility to a community. How should business show social responsibility to a community? Let us hear from you. And please, as soon as you are done with your question, lower your hand so that we can be able to know those who are asking or who want to attempt question number 6. So I believe the hands that are up now are the one for question number 6. Let us hear from Kevin. Kevin. James. James. I think we have a network problem from James. James, cannot get you. Let us hear from Manuel.
Yes.
Go ahead. We are looking at question number 6.
Yes. Businesses should provide healthcare services to the vulnerable in the community.
Very good. We are talking about charitable activities. Very nice. Another person. Let us hear from we hear from Alex Curtis. Go ahead, Curtis. Alex. Uh, We can also hear from, I think we have the same people. Same people who are asking for the questions. Let us hear from others. I would want to hear from somebody known as Alexander. Alexander, how can business participate to show social responsibility? Alexander? Alexander, we want to hear from you to see whether you are there. We are still waiting. Question number 6. Allow me to question number 6. Question number 6. Let me go there. No. Wait just for a minute. I correct a few things here. I think there's a small issue on the sharing of the screen, but allow me to just share the screen. I've realized where the issue is. So now the screen can be easily shared. Let me share now the screen. We are in question number 6. Question number 6, ways in which business can show social responsibility. Let me hear from a few of you. Then I will give you, this is a question, I will give you the answers. I can see some people here raising up their hand. So Alex Curtis, give us your answer.
By assisting the community in terms of pandemics.
Please come again.
By assisting the community in terms of pandemics.
In terms of pandemics, please clarify. In time of pandemic.
Yes.
Okay. Let's hear from somebody else. You can have Steven. Steven.
Okay, so this is what I thought of, responding to environmental concerns.
Very good. Responding to environmental concern in case there is an issue to do with the community, and even being mindful when they are dealing with their waste. How do they dispose the waste? Do they take care of the community? So that something that they need to be very keen. So I think I can give you the answers for that question. That was question number 6. One, okay, some of the answers in question number 6 include the following: giving all information concerning business operations, where you ensure that your consumers knows the information about your product. And then supporting the community business by purchasing from them. Supporting the community business by purchasing from them. By this, what we mean, maybe the business that is operating can obtain the raw materials from the community allowed. So instead of buying the raw materials from other places, they can buy from them. 3, ensuring that business activities are not harmful to the community by ensuring that whatever they are doing, they don't affect the community living allowed. The other time we saw on the television where a certain industry is located in a residential area and a lot of smoke and gases are emitted in the environment, which affect the people who are living allowed. So that is a business that is not mindful of the community living allowed. Then the other one is by participating in community programs. If, for example, there's a program within the community, maybe assisting the needy, cleaning the environment, and any other activity or program, this assist them. And at the same time, by creating employment, by employing the people or the people from the community from within. I remember when we had when the oil extraction started in Kenya, in Turkana, the first thing that the leadership from that place wanted, they wanted the people to be employed. They never wanted other people from other places to go and work there because they wanted the community to benefit out of that business activity that is taking place in the region. Then we can look at the next question, which is question number 7. Characteristics of human want. Let me get the characteristics of human want from you. Let me get them from you. This is a simple question. Can see so many hands. Let us hear from Eugene. Eugene, go ahead.
They are unlimited.
Please explain.
Human wants always, they can never end. We always want more and more.
So meaning they are endless?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Let us hear from Myron. Myron? Myron Onyango. Myron. It seems that we cannot get Myron. Go ahead.
Human wants are universal.
Yes.
All
Meaning
human
what?
beings, irrespective of their social or cultural or geographical backgrounds, both have wants.
Very good. They have similar wants. Very good. Then we can hear from another person. I don't know whether, okay, we can go ahead. The one who is using an iPhone. Go ahead.
Yes, human wants are habitual. Some are used because of development of habits.
Please come again. Come again. Okay. From what I have heard from him is that human wants are habitual, which is true. Who can tell us what does it mean for them to be habitual? Emmanuel. Emmanuel, what does it mean to be habitual?
Oh, the human wants are habitual.
Emmanuel, go ahead. Karaoke. Emmanuel. Then you can hear from Linus. Linus? Linus?
Yes.
What does it mean to be habitual? Human wants are habitual.
Sure, it means that when one satisfies a want with a commodity, he intends to use it more and more, the same commodity more and more.
Very nice. So what Linus is telling us, when one develops a taste for a given product, he or she use it over and over again. The good example is when you get used to a certain brand. For example, maybe it is Colgate. You always find yourself, anytime you are told go and buy a toothpaste, you only find yourself buying Colgate. Maybe it is Colgate Herbal or Colgate Max or whichever. So because you have developed a taste, if it is a soda, the same. If you are used to a certain taste, you always find yourself buying the same taste because it is something that has developed out of a habit. Emmanuel, I'm not yet over from you. You'll not run away from the questions. Then we move on. Another characteristics of human want. Leonard. Leonard.
Chair, another characteristic of human wants is that they vary in urgency and intensity.
Please explain.
It means that the amount of goods and services required vary from one person to another, depending on age and gender. Age and gender.
Very good. So what Leonard Musa is trying to tell us, or what he has told us, is that people of different ages and gender have different wants, which is true. People of different ages and gender have different wants, and that is why you realize that at this age you have your demands, and at another different age you also have different demands because they change according to the circumstance. When you are in school, you need to agree with me on this. When you are in school, your demands are different because maybe a demand at that time is to eat maybe the food that you feel that you want to eat. Now you are at home. You realize that your demands are slightly different as compared to when you are at school. Studio. Then let us go to the next question. Question number 8. Classify the following as either primary or secondary. Let me hear from, there's somebody calling himself Victor. Victor Kahudia. Victor. Kahudia,
Yes.
go ahead. Number 8.
Food, primary one.
Food is primary, thank you. Food is primary. Hiyo ni obvious, sindio? Then, let us hear from Idris. What about a personal car? Idris. Idris. Go ahead.
Personal car is a secondary one.
What is it a secondary one?
Personal car
Yeah.
is a secondary one.
Why is it a secondary one?
Because we did not need them for survival. Or...
Very good. Now you have answered my question. Don't just say because it's a secondary one. Okay, thank you. Then Eugene. Eugene, cloth. Eugene, are you there? Eugene?
Yes.
What about clothes?
Clothes are basic ones, primary ones.
We shall not go in detail about that. Then you go to medical care. Medical care, we can have Mark Doherty. Mark, are you there? Since you cannot get Mark, you can go back to Newton.
Yes.
What about medical care? Is it
medical care is a secondary one?
Why is it secondary?
One can survive without medical care. Sometimes.
Sure? No, don't use the word sometimes. Don't use the word sometime. Be very sure of what you're telling us. Yeah?
Yes.
So now, what is your answer now?
Secondary one.
It is secondary. Okay, that is a good trial. Let's hear from somebody else. Or maybe what do you think about medical care? Kevin Mwangi. Kevin?
Yes.
What do you think about medical care?
Medical care, it is a basic one because when one is sick, it cannot be postponed to the health of the person because it will deteriorate.
It will deteriorate.
I think it's a primary one.
Okay. Just from the way we have been told, medical care, we normally treat it as a basic because these are things that we need for our survival. Remember, if you have an illness and then it is not taken care of, it can lead to loss of life. So therefore, we treat it as basic. What if now you had been given education? How are you going to treat it? Education. Stephen York. Stephen, I can get you. Stephen?
It will be treated like a basic because it can help you in future.
It can help you in the future.
Yes.
Okay. Let us hear from somebody else. Mohammed Adan. Mohammed. Be closer, go closer to your mic a bit. Yeah? How do I think you need to be a bit audible, be a bit loud.
Pardon, is it the junior or the medical?
Okay. We have done with the medical care because I've said medical care, you need it for survival because some illnesses will require some medical attention, and if not well done, they lead to death. Then I'm asking about education. If education was given, how will you treat it? Will you treat it as basic or secondary?
Secondary one. Because you can live without education. I'll treat it as a secondary one.
Sorry for that delay. Sorry for that delay.
I'll treat it as a secondary. I'll treat it as a secondary.
Why do you treat it as a secondary one?
Because you can live without education. It cannot lead you to death.
Okay. So education, we normally treat it as primary. This one being, we look at it as the knowledge that one needs. For example, you don't just consume anything. You need some knowledge to know whether this one is safe for consumption or not. Yeah, you need that knowledge to be able to know that this one is a poison. I cannot consume it. This one is something that is good for consumption. So you need that knowledge. So don't look at education here as just that education that you acquire the certificate or something. Look at it as that basic knowledge that you need to know that this is right and this is wrong. So what about jewelry? How do you treat jewelry, Joseph? Joseph?
So it is a secondary want.
Secondary want, which is very true. We go to question number 9. Limitations of social responsibility. Remember, when you are looking at question 6, you are looking at the activities of social responsibility. What are the limitations? Limitations of social responsibilities. Stephen, do you want to attempt? Go ahead.
Okay, so most businesses lack skills or enough resources to deal with problems or social problems.
Okay. Let us hear from somebody else. That is Nixon. Nixon, can you get me? Seems that we cannot get Nixon, though he's raising his hand. You can get Leonard Musa. Leonard, are you there?
Yes, Cha.
By the way, Leonard.
Yes.
Is there some noise that you are hearing from my background?
Yes, a little.
A little?
Yes.
I want to confirm to you that that is external environment, which I may not have control for now.
Yes.
It is happening in my neighbor's place. So that is external environment. So therefore, go ahead. We come back to the question. Number 9. What are the limitations of social responsibility?
Limitations of social responsibility. I can say one of them is that people do not have, as you said, control over some things. Some, like, you see, let's say if you're the leader of a court, the head of a court, and then now you know there are some things you can say. They can institute that no building your house over 3 stories, and if you want to build your house over 3 stories, you can build it. So they have to go for something like a permit to allow that rule to be instituted in their court, but sometimes they refuse to give them the permit. So you can just come, you build your house, and then once they go for the permit, you can't take your house down half of it. Let's say if it was a 6-story building, you can't remove half of it. So that's what I thought.
Okay, that is a good, you have given us a good trial. When we talk of the activities of social responsibility, we are looking at those things that the business can do. Yeah, as a way of what we say a corporate social responsibility, what the business can do to the community. And we have given some answers in question number 6, what it can do to conserve the environment, creation of employment, giving information about its products, buying from the community, maybe the raw materials. But now, what do you think are the disadvantages of doing that? Maybe let me give you the answers of question number 9. The question, yeah, okay, go ahead.
So the business spends more resources, thus reducing profits.
Very good. A lot of resources is spent, thus reducing on profit. Very good. What else? Go ahead.
So
what else? Or you are done?
So increases costs in a business.
Yeah,
Then
cost of
then the business may misuse its power in the society.
It's true.
And the business may deviate from its core or business purpose.
True.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So some of the answers include the following. 1, it increases the cost of business. Remember when the moment you keep maybe creating employment, participating in charitable activities in the environment, within the community, you increase the cost of business. 2, it makes the business paid resources and therefore reducing profit. So you reduce the profit margin. And 3, business might misuse its power in the society. Instead of now using the power, that interaction with the society in a positive way, it may misuse or may misuse that privilege of helping the needy. Instead of, for example, you find a business where you create employment, but the moment you create employment, you pay the people so little such that you exploit them. Yeah, that is misusing that nini. Then the other point is that the business may divert from the purpose. So the intended purpose, you may find the business diverting from the intended purpose, which it was meant to be doing. Then we can look at the next question. which should be question number 10. Question number 10 here. And question number 10, give the characteristics that are unique to services. Give the characteristics that are unique to services. Let me get the answers from you. That is a simple question. Characteristics that are unique to services. Manuel.
Yes.
Go ahead.
In services, both production and consumption are done at the same time.
Production and consumptions are done at the same time. Nixon. So.
Good services are intangible in that they are actions given.
They are intangible in that they are human actions, which is said they are both physical and mental, which are mental or physical. The other one? The other one?
Sam?
Yes.
Services cannot be separated from the producer.
Services cannot be separated from the producer, which is true, or the service provider. Then you can go to Mark. 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 I think I cannot get you. Idris.
Services cannot be divided into pieces. Unlike goods, cannot be divided into small
pieces.
Yes.
Or cannot be subdivided. That is true. Then can we get it from Myron?
Services cannot be stored for future use.
So they cannot be stored since they are what? Why do we say they cannot be stored for future use?
They are provided immediately when they are paid for, like they are inseparable from the producer. So immediately you pay for the service, you get it. So you cannot store it for future use.
You cannot future use. That is true. Then, okay, we now go look at the next question. Characteristics of economic resources. What are the characteristics of economic resources? Leroy, what are the characteristics? Go ahead. Go ahead, Leroy. Babu.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So economic resources are scarce, which means that they are limited in supply compared to the many uses in which they can be put into.
That is good. Then we can have somebody else, that is Kirui. Kirui, go ahead.
They are unevenly distributed.
They are unevenly distributed, which is true. Another person does have from Muchunu.
They have monetary value.
They have monetary value. We can have it from this person using the name ACCER. Achal. Is it somebody using that name? Go ahead. Kalaja.
They, they are not found in most parts.
They are not found in, that is the same point as they are unevenly distributed, which is true. Okay. Then you go to the next question. You move to the next question. Briefly explain the meaning of the following words. Briefly explain. Let me hear from Paul. Paul.
Scarcity refers to the Scarcity refers to the situation where the supply of goods and services is limited in relation to
their demand. Very good. Let us hear from somebody else. Kevin Mwangi. What about choice? Kevin, go ahead.
Yes.
What about choice? What is the meaning of the word choice?
Choice refers to the act of selecting which ones to satisfy first.
Very good. The act of deciding which one to satisfy first due to the scarcity of resources. Somebody else to tell us what is opportunity cost. Who is going to tell us what about the opportunity cost? I'm trying to look for somebody who have not answered, but he has raised up his hand. I think. I think we have the same people who are asking, but let us just hear from Paul. Paul, go ahead.
Opportunity cost refers to the cost of the foregone alternative in order to enjoy another good or service.
Very good. The cost of foregone an alternative, the cost of foregone alternative in order to enjoy what? To satisfy a want. But you can define it this way. That is the value of the next best alternative foregone after a choice has been made. I can still see somebody who is trying to mess what we have done. Remember, these lessons are normally recorded. So it is important. And on my side, I can be able to see the annotators. Those who are who are just drawing something. Maybe I believe it was done by just somebody who just touched the screen by mistake. Then we look at the next question, question number 11. Highlight 5 ways on how external environment can negatively affect the business. Ways in which negative environment can negatively affect the business. How can they do that? Let me hear from Emmanuel.
They may, for example, in demographic and cultural environment. That's one. When a butcher goes to sell pork in areas where Muslims stay, he will calculate losses since the beliefs and customs of the Muslims don't go hand in hand.
So Emmanuel, come again. Manuel, come again.
Yes, that was, for example.
No, don't start with an example. Come again.
To come again. How is that?
Okay, let us have somebody else.
I wanted to start from
Okay, let us hear from somebody else. Manuel. Now, Emmanuel, where you are, there's a background noise. There are some people who are disturbing you. I can't see them. Who are in front of you? Waambie waache hiyo mchezo. Okay. Manuel.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Natural environment can negatively affect a business by the strategic position, like where the places that are prone to floods can lead to the collapse of the business buildings and getting losses.
Okay, the natural environment will affect the agricultural produced product. You have mentioned about the flooding may affect the structural buildings, etc. They may even make the road impassable in some areas. Even roads are destroyed due to the natural environment. Then we can go to another person. Alex Curtis. Alex Curtis. Go ahead.
Negative social cultural environment might affect the business negatively.
Negative social cultural environment may affect the business negatively. That is true. Maybe give us an example.
Like when you go and sell pork in an area where Muslims live, the business will not work out because the culture of the people around there does not accept the good that you want to sell.
Okay, so here you're talking about negative sociocultural environment. Where one is operating a business and you are selling products that the community allowed does not consume. And the good example that you have given, which may make the business unfavorable. So anytime you get a question of asking about negative environment, your answer will start from the negative side. You have to show negative sociocultural environment. What about the point of legal political environment? How will you put it as a negative point, legal political environment?
Sure.
Let me hear from Stephen. Stephen, go ahead. Stephen, do you have somebody known as Clement? Clement Lequie. Let us hear from you. Clement, unmute yourself. Clement, are you there? So kuna watu wenye wanaacha simu zao zikiwa on and then they are sleeping. We can be able to see them. Then we can still have somebody else who have not given us something. Justin Kandali. Justin Kandali.
Yes.
Umeamka, you are sleeping.
Ah.
Give us to know that you are not sleeping.
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, you have confirmed sleeping in the classroom. Yeah. Okay. The question was, highlight 5 ways how external environment can negatively affect a business. Ways in which external environment can negatively affect a business. Kemohu. Ivan. Is it Ivan? Ivan? Go ahead. Blavin. Blavin. Nyamoya. Nyamoya Blavin. Caleb. Caleb, go ahead. Caleb Maundu. Actually, you have 8 more minutes remaining for our lesson to end. I would want us to look at the next question.
Legal for next. Yes.
Go ahead.
Environment.
So I would want us now, this is an open chance for anyone with a question. An open chance for anyone with a question to ask. Please raise up your hand so that I can give you the chance. It is an open chance. Raise up your hand. I give you the chance. Let us start with Manuel. Manuel, ask your question.
Oh, I don't have any question.
Then we need to be lowering our heads.
Okay.
Okay.
Stephen.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Since we are not so familiar with this social responsibility,
in
terms of the questions, is there a specific topic it comes from?
Actually, business, it is under the business environment.
Social responsibility.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I understand your question. You see what happened? This area we don't give a lot of emphasis on, but you get questions coming from there. There is still another topic that we are going to look at. If you go to at the back of the topic of entrepreneurship, you shall see that part. Although it will not come out as social responsibilities, but you'll see what the activities that the business can do to the environment.
Okay.
Then let us hear from Adam.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Adam, do you have a question? Go ahead.
You to elaborate more about free resources.
Please be audible a bit.
Can you elaborate more about land as a free resource?
I elaborate more between
Land as a free resource.
land as a free resource.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. When you look at that, when you look at land as a factor of production, Yeah. One, land is God-given. Man has not taken any part in the creation of land. So that fact makes the land to become a free resource. It is God-given. It is created by God. Then let us have somebody else. That is Kevin. Kevin, ask your question. I think any other person with a question? Emmanuel, Kariuki. Kariuki, do you have a question? Kariuki? Kariuki ameenda kulala. It is very clear. Alan Kiprop. Alan. Kiprop Alan.
Yes, sir.
Are you there? Please
Yes,
tell
sir.
us. Please
Yes.
define for us what is technological environment. Please define for us that.
The modern technology that comes up. The modern technology that comes up, of which when you use it, impacts your business positively.
Okay. Okay, Alvin. Alvin Kimani. Alvin. Alvin. Cannot get Alvin. Peter. Peter Dongo. Peter. Henry Mumo. Henry Mumo. Are you there? Leon. 2309. Are you there? So it means there are some of us who are joining and then they just keep quiet and sleep. We can see what they are doing. Emmanuel, I can see your hand is still up. Emmanuel.
I wanted to ask number 12, and then you have said I must leave.
Emmanuel.
Yeah, that one.
Yes?
State its social responsibilities.
Okay, Emmanuel.
Yes.
You pray for us as we end the session. Pray for us.
Pray. Close your eyes, we pray. Come for your presence, we say thanks for the gift of life. Thank you, Lord, for everything you have done to us. Thank you, Lord, that opportunity to learn, Father, Lord. We don't take this time of Corona. Please, Lord, even during this pandemic, protect each and every one of us, Father, Lord. And please, Lord, only what you have been taught. Please, Lord, help us, Lord, to understand it. And please, Lord, to take it into practice. Even for the rest of the day, Father, Lord, protect us. And even as we discuss, Father, Lord, protect us in each and every.
So therefore, let us.
Oh, amen.